Welcome to Line Trading. Today I'm going to be going over a 30-minute bar by bar analysis on the algorithms and the structure of the chart, similar to the 1-minute videos that I have done in the past. If you haven't seen those, you can watch these here. Now I will say those videos are about 40 minutes long each. Today's will not be anywhere close to that. There's just so much to go over on the 1 minute on a full day of trading. So we're going to go ahead and start from this point right here, but before pressing play, just notice we formed this cup right here. We didn't have much of a handle. We never got this inverse head and shoulder or anything. We are just currently in this continuation you can see right here. And until that changes, right, you can see this controlled selling within here, right? So that's the controlled selling as we make our way up through this buying channel. Now I'm going to go ahead and actually chart it. So I went ahead and charted those blue and yellow controlled selling algorithms that bring us up, as you can see right here. Now, many times you'll hear people say like, oh, there was not a pullback. It just went straight up on me. Well, yes, in a sense, right? But there are still trades you can get entries on these controlled selling points, right? Other people might start grabbing puts right here thinking it's about a reverse just because they see one red candle. But in reality, there is never anything here that is saying you should be shorting this. That's just controlled selling. And if we took a look at that on the 1 minute, you might even see an inverse head and shoulder, a cup and handle, whatever it may be, that gives you that microstructure entry along with this. So now I'm going to push play, and from here what we want to see is this same controlled selling algorithms, or we just continue moving higher here until we see controlled selling and then maybe another one starting. So let's go ahead and press play. Okay, so you can see we're still within this purple buying algorithm, and once again, what do we see right here? We see more controlled selling, right? People might be trying to call the top right here. Again, you can't until you see a reason to do so. Right now, this is just controlled selling, so let's press play again. Okay, so we are starting to break out of this purple right here, but there is another algorithm that we can go ahead and chart now, which is going to be this green algorithm. So you can see this green algorithm that I have charted now, and the reason we chart that is because there is possibly some tapering right here from this stronger purple buying continuation. But again, you can't just start shorting this because you see some slight tapering, because what can happen here is we can go like this and then once again start that purple and continue higher. What you need to see here is maybe a head and shoulder, right? We start forming something like this, and maybe that can happen, but until then we just got to see what this continues to form. Okay, so right here again, it tried to get back in this purple, but we are seeing this right here. Now, if this does not form a shoulder below here, this can just do something like this, inverse head and shoulder, and continue higher. So you do need to see that. And once below here, you need to see it continuing to get below these shoulders, or it could just go ahead and go lower like this, find some more. Gonna press play again. Okay, so right here we can see possible inverse cup and handle right here, right? You can see this green handle. We will go ahead and chart that, and I will show you what I mean. So right here we will chart this green algorithm as it is possibly forming a handle from this, and we will press play. Okay, like I was explaining, in order for this to be a handle and for us to continue lower, we need to be forming below the shoulder right here. You can see that we did not get below this shoulder, and instead we formed support off of it and are now trying to form this inverse head and shoulder as well as cup and handle. So let's see if we retest this right here and form something else. Like I was also saying, this green algorithm, we can continue moving higher like this. Now what we can also go ahead and chart here as well, we are seeing the same controlled selling algorithms, right? Go ahead and chart these right here along with the yellow as well. So you can't short this if we're not breaking out of this controlled selling algorithm. And once again, we're starting to see it possibly forming right here. So we can go ahead and chart these as well, just like that. Now we will press play. Okay, so again, we're still in this controlled selling right here. Are we forming a possible top? Maybe, but what we would need to see, right, is this right here. I also would want to see this, as you can see, if that was happening and forming something like this maybe. Now I'll go ahead and press play again. Again, still controlled selling right there. We're not doing anything to the downside. So what are we looking for now? Maybe some sort of inverse head and shoulder right here. Let's see if we come back down and retest, or we start seeing another purple buying continuation now. So again, that same controlled selling I was mentioning, you can see starting to form here. So just like that, and we will go ahead and press play once again. Right, so we are seeing this purple starting up again, so we can go ahead and chart this right here. And we will look for that same controlled selling on the way up now. Okay, so right there, you see we're going up within the purple continuation. We do need to extend these green as well, because remember, we are still tapering, and that is why you see at the top of that green algorithm that rejection. It's just a spot where it can possibly happen because we are still seeing that tapering, but we need to go ahead and add this green algorithm down here as well. So you see it's breaking out of all of these right here. Now what we want to see is going to be this head and shoulder starting to form right here. Right, we have a lot of liquidity right here if we do want to head back down, or what we can do here is try and find some sort of support at all of this liquidity and not head down below this shoulder. Now before pushing play as well, I need to go ahead and chart this orange selling algorithm, and I will show you how this plays in. So we'll go ahead and put this top one here, and we'll wait to see some sort of possible bottom to it, and then we will go ahead and chart it. So let's press play. Okay, and right here, what are we seeing? This is, right, we see this stronger selling, so we can go ahead and chart this orange now, as we do see a bottom to the channel. We're also seeing a form of tapering right here, which means we can possibly bounce now, right? It's the same as this green, right? Yes, we can continue getting steeper to the upside. Same thing here. Yes, we can continue going lower, but if we are tapering like that, be looking for a possible reversal, maybe inverse head and shoulder, something like that. So I can press play now and see how this turns out. Okay, so we are seing that inverse head and shoulder right there. We're also seeing this cup starting to form. Now we can also go ahead and chart the same yellow and blue controlled selling algorithm at the top of this here. As you are seeing, this is how it's forming right here. And if we break out of that blue controlled selling, that means we are going to be looking for some upside now. Okay, and right here, what do? We close this cup. Now we have this handle right here, and same thing, this is controlled selling on the handle right here with this yellow and blue. So you can go ahead and add that yellow algorithm, and you see this handle within the yellow right here. You also see this cup giving us that breakout. So now let's see if we get continuation. We can also go ahead and chart this purple as well. And right here, see this purple starting to continue. Okay, so what we're looking for right here, that same controlled selling, but instead we do not get the same controlled selling, right? We don't get this smaller channel right here going like this and then continuing higher within the purple. Looks like we're trying to form this head and shoulder as well as this inverse cup, right? So if we form this inverse cup, then that can be looking to go down, but this also can still just be controlled selling within this larger yellow right here, and we can do something like this if we would like. Let's play again. Right there, you see it form that inverse head and shoulder within the yellow, and we're continuing to just break out, and we actually faked the breakout of this purple. You can see we get right back within, and now we are looking for it to continue up. So I'll press play and see how we continue moving. Okay, so right here we break out of that purple once again, and we are still seeing it possibly trying to form this inverse head and shoulder, but there is still this controlled selling algorithm right here, once again being this yellow, and we can also go ahead and chart this orange because this is that same orange selling algorithm. We could even go ahead and chart it for this one right here, but it is not really worth it. I don't see it as being necessary because you can see it within this larger yellow, but we'll go ahead and press play now. Okay, so we are never dropping below, right? The shoulder right here, we're never trying to touch this. We aren't closing this inverse cup, so there's really not a good reason to be shorting this just yet. However, you are seeing this head and shoulder rejection still. We are seeing this inverse cup, so if we have some sort of rejection like that, that can be a good trade to break down that level and close this inverse cup. But we do see that we are still forming this and another cup right here. So let's see if we can continue higher. Before pressing play, I also do need to chart another green down here, and then we will look for what we can see because you see this bounce off of it right here. Okay, and right here we see it close this cup, and we will go ahead and chart another controlled selling algorithm right here. You can see it starting to form for that handle along with this blue right here. So we will go ahead, put those. Now let's see if we get that breakout of this controlled selling. Now we did not get the breakout there, and instead we are starting to form this inverse cup. So we need to see it close right here. You can see this was a gap down, so this was not during the regular trading hours. But let's see if we close this inverse cup right here, or once again form an inverse head and shoulder and come right back up. Yeah, I also charted the algorithms that I needed to as well. Once again, right, we are seeing this tapering with this yellow right here, possibly trying to form this inverse head and shoulder. But you can see right here, we never close this cup. We never get something like that. So we are still waiting. It can dig a little bit deeper before it does that. It also is trying to form this head and shoulder right here. So we'll see what we can look for on this continuation. And right there, that is this inverse cup and handle we see right there off of this green algorithm. And that's the breakdown. Now we are looking for it to continue going lower, right? If we grab all of this liquidity right here and continue dumping to the downside, forming this inverse cup once again, and then we'll be looking for that same handle, possibly getting this even lower. Now I had to chart this orange selling channel right here, as well as this tapering white algorithm that you can see as we have this purple, we have the green, and now the final stage being this white tapering right here. And you will see that we'll be looking for this green and we'll be looking for this white as we head down if we continue completing this inverse cup and handle. So I'll go ahead and press play now. Okay, and right here, I need to chart that green algorithm that you saw. All right, we see it right here. And once again, right there. And we also now see this white, right? So this is what I was explaining with the white and the green. And we are looking for these head and shoulders on the way down within this orange selling continuation. Once again, we will press play and watch how this continues. Again, you see that green and white algorithm. So right here, and then once again, we have this white algorithm. Press play. Same thing right there once again with this green algorithm. And we can see this white algorithm as well. And you can see within this each time, right, we are forming this head and shoulder, right? We're forming this head and shoulder. We are also staying within this orange selling continuation. So for the calls, right, we cannot be taking calls right here. You think it's going to reverse until it's forming this inverse head and shoulder. Same thing right here. You have to wait till it forms that and breaks out of at least the orange selling channel before you try anything like that. So if you're trying to call the reversal here, once again, you need to see, right, something like this if we are going to see that. Or remember, we are trying to complete this inverse cup to the downside, so maybe you see a bounce at this area right here or somewhere lower, but as of now, let's just see how it continues. So these last couple bars here, as it is going to end, because this is the current chart and there is nothing to replay, we are going to have to see how this continues. And if you want to see that, go ahead and check my video out that I will post tomorrow going over more of this. But we do see this green selling algorithm once again, and we can go ahead and chart this white as well and finish it off here. So as of now, this is to be continued, but I will say if we are going to have a bounce, remember, look for this, look for this starting to form right here, look for that reversal, look for some form of tapering, right, before you call that reversal, and at least break out of this orange selling channel, right? You can't be taking this if it's just continuing down with the green and white. But thank you guys for watching. I hope this helps.